So today I want to talk to you about a movement that you might be familiar with and changing it ever so slightly to increase our proprioception or awareness of how we are activating. So today we are going to elevate a movement. Well, maybe not elevate, I want to depress the movement, but a scapular push-up. You may have done this on a wall where you are protracting. So I'm pushing the hand forward, but I am protracting the shoulder blade, so it's moving away from the spine and then retracting the shoulder blade. And you may also then hear the term depress the shoulder blade, so that's where I'm packing my shoulder down and in so that I'm not using my trap to try and create that range of motion. Now, whether you've done it on all fours, in a high plank position, or against a wall, I want to show you a way that you can utilize a band to increase an awareness around not just each position, because I think we talk a lot about movements of getting to a position and getting out of a position, but transition is so important. And this transition with the band today is really going to help you activate that pec minor on the side and the serratus, so those little finger muscles that wrap around your ribs, which are super important for healthy shoulders. So I'm going to take this band. I like using a longer band because as I start to feel stronger and more proficient, I can even fold it over. From here, I'm going to have my arms shoulder distance apart to start, just like I would if I was going to do a scapular push-up. Now, for some, you will see you might want to have a little bit of a gap here. So I would say that whether you start with a little bit of tension on the band or not is not important. What's important is how we activate it as we move through the full range of motion. So I take that band. It is shoulder height, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to depress the shoulder blades. So I'm going to pack them down and in. This is trying to keep this out of my traps or my levator here. I don't want those to kick in. I really want to keep this stable here. So from here, I'm going to have my feet about hip distance apart, small squeeze of the glutes, small squeeze of the abs, with the shoulders depressed. Now I'm going to protract the shoulder blade, which means my shoulder blade is moving away from the spine. And you might notice that it starts to look like I'm rounding. I'm not rounding through the spine, I am protracting the shoulder blade, so pushing it away from the spine. Keeping this position, I'm going to start to push my hands backwards, push, push, push. Now they can't go any further here without my traps starting to kick in. So that's where I'm going to start to squeeze my shoulder blades to my spine, and you notice the band came to my chest. I didn't pull more on the band. All that happened was I squeezed my shoulder blades to my spine. Now we need to reverse this. So my shoulder blades start to protract, so they move further away from the spine, and then I'm going to keep protracting but resisting the band pulling me forward till I get back to the starting position. Okay, so that protraction, that slow protraction, the release of the shoulder blades away from the spine all the way back to that start position is the sweet spot, right? Some of my athletes might not think it's so sweet, but that's where we start to really feel some of that activation that is kind of easy to overlook if we're just going one direction. So, little recap: overhand grip, shoulder height, shoulder distance apart, protract the shoulder blade, push the hands back, and you're going to go about halfway back before you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades to the spine, and then you're going to reverse that by protracting the shoulder blades, resisting the band from pulling your hands back together, and then release down, okay? This honestly is one of my favorite movements to prep for any sort of overhead lifting. And full transparency, I like to do it before I'm going to be teaching some of my power vinyasa classes because it really helps me prime my shoulders as I'm going through some chaturangas or arm balances. I even do it before I'm going out for a long hike or a long run where I have to wear a pack. I want to make sure that I have nice stability. I'm not just rounding through the shoulder, even that I can keep the posture. I hope you'll try out this movement. If you do, take a video, send it to me, tag me in it, let me know how it goes, because this one is an awesome one to start adding into your rotation. That's on, I'm done. Now it's your turn. Let me know how it goes.